I have to go to this memorial service last night. I was so proud of my friend that, I could really see what a great husband and father he was. So I already knew the suit that I was going to wear. Because when you get to my age, it fucking sucks, man. You start losing people. And you have your funeral suit, For a lot of people, it was, I'm going to a wedding suit. And then as you get older, that becomes, I'm going to a funeral. It fucking sucks. So, you remember last year, I got into the best shape of my fucking life. And I went to put on the suit that I fucking bought during that time. Jesus Christ. I could barely get the pants done, and I couldn't wear a tie to the event because I couldn't get the shirt closed. And all I did, I put on like 15 fucking pounds. It's like, how skinny was I? And I was just sitting there screaming at myself in the mirror. My mother always told me when she was always like fucking, I don't know. She was always honest about not being fat fuck kids, which is hilarious to me because who wants a fat fuck for a kid, right? So I'm sitting there screaming at myself in the mirror, right? And my wife is just sitting there fucking laughing her ass off at me. I'm going, look at you. Look, you fucking disgust me. Just completely trashing myself because that's how I get myself back into shape. So I remember I mentioned last podcast that I was going to do a half-hour cardio every fucking day this month because I'm not putting on the pigs in the blanket, fucking apple strudel. What's a Christmas goose? What do you have? What do people have? Chinese food, the Jewish people, right? What's the shit that everybody fucking eats this month? Makes you a fat fuck. All of the stuff, the pies, the cookies, the Christmas party, the booze, all of that shit. You end up putting on all this fucking weight. Then what happens? Everybody joins a fucking gym. Everybody joins the gym in January, right? And it's just fucking mobbed, right? And all you got to do is just hang in there till about the second week of February. And everybody just starts dropping off like the Bataan Death March or some shit, right? It was such a fucked up reference, but I've been watching a lot of World War II shit. I probably even said it wrong. Did I say baton, like what you twirl? The Bataan Death March. It was a bunch of high school bands that had to walk to the prom that none of them had dates to. Oh, Bill, do you have to be that mean? Well, you know what? I don't. But it's funny, isn't it? Isn't it? Anyways, so you know what's great? Why don't you beat the fucking new person to the gym rush? Why don't you do yourself a favor and not go into the new year 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight? Let's say you knock that number. What's that first number? Huh? Unless you're in triple digits. I don't want to fucking give you too much. But if you got a double-digit figure you're trying to lose, let's say you're 20 pounds overweight. Why don't you try to get that 2 down to a 1? Get that 18 down to a fucking 9. Get that 20 down to a 10. Just knock it down. Run some fucking miles off your fucking odometer, right? Come on, admit it. Go ahead. Nobody's looking. Nobody's looking at cubicle. Reach down, grab a handful. I'll look at you. Huh? That's what you're going to do? You're going to add to that? Jesus Christ, come on. Say it with me. I'm a fat cunt. Right? Just say it. 1, 2, 3. I'm a fat cunt. All right? Then the first thing you got to do is admitting it to yourself that you've lost control over so many of those fucking Christmas cookies. But let's be honest, they don't really taste that good. A lot of them are bad shortbread with some shitty frosting and some sprinkles on it, right? You don't need that shit, right? Half hour every day. Make a goddamn playlist. You know what's funny is I've actually, because I'm so dreading doing cardio, rather than listening to some testosterone aggressive shit, like I actually was listening to like Paul Simon. Like my cardio thing starts off with Something So Right by Paul Simon, which when you really listen to that song, I should look up the fucking, my internet doesn't work down here. The fucking lyrics are really annoying. He's like, when something goes wrong, I'm the first to admit it. I'm the first to admit it, but the last one to know, right? So he's already said, like, hey, if there's something wrong, like, I'm the first one to admit it. I just never know what that is. I don't know if fuck you, Paul Simon, you cunt. I hate when people do that. You know what I mean? They just, they fucking say that they're an asshole and then they take no responsibility for it because, hey, man, I just don't, like, it's hard for me. It's just like hard for me to tell when I'm being a total selfish douche. Come on, Paul, you know that, okay? If you can do a fucking sound check, okay, and you can hear that the horns are too far down in the mix, you can't tell me that you can't be in a car with somebody else and not hear that you're being a fucking asshole. You know? And then the rest of it, when something goes right, oh, it's like you lose me. It's apt to confuse me. Like, he's just like, oh, let's all stop and help Paul Simon. You know? That's why he married that Edie Brickell, I'm telling you. You know what I mean? No fucking broad his age was going to put up with his horse shit. He had to find some young chick that was still fucking wide-eyed, slightly confused. What I am is what I am, and what you are or what we are, right? She didn't know what the fuck. She didn't know which way was up. All right? Goddamn oversized sweater. Fucking walking around. He fucking shows up like, I mean, if something goes wrong, I'm the first to admit it, but... yeah, I never seem to know. I'm like the last guy to know. Oh, Paul, you're a nice person. Right? Next thing you know, he's behind her, just banging away. His fucking toupee slapping off the back of his head. Right? That's how the whole fucking thing went down. And in the meantime, Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians, right? That, for a pop band, I mean, those guys could play. Great guitarist. They had a great fucking drummer. And what happened? Fucking Paul Simon comes up with his hat in hand, showing up, Paul Simon got hair plugs right after, I think, Elton John. And Elton John got the original one. So, like, his head was so scarred up. That's why when he was real coked up in the 80s, he was wearing, like, those mannequin wigs because I don't know what I'm talking about. I think, was I at the grocery store and read a few too many Us magazines? And how the fuck did I get on? Oh, we're talking about working out. Okay? I'm not here to talk about Paul Simon and Edie's fucking relationship. I think I overstepped a few lines there, especially during this holiday month, so I apologize. All right? So I start with that. Then I go into One Trick Pony. Then I go 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover with Steve Gadd on drums. Oh, by the way, he's coming to town with fucking Eric Clapton. Somebody offered me a fucking ticket, and I forgot to get back to him. I've seen Steve Gadd live before, but I never saw Eric Clapton. But anyways, it goes to that, and then I listen to what the fuck do I listen to? A couple of Pretenders songs. Then I get into Aerosmith's first fucking album, and then I'm done. Right, just like that. I eased my way. I start off really easy. Then I get to mid-range, and then I just get to Aerosmith's first fucking one. That's what I did. Because what I was doing before, I was like hating doing cardio, and I was starting off with like fucking Iron Maiden or Dr. Feelgood. You know what I mean? Like, that's not like if you just waking up and you're getting on a fucking elliptical. It's all, he's what they call Dr. Feelgood. He's what they feel. It's just like, Jesus, Vince. For fuck's sakes. At least I could start with Home Sweet Home, right? I'm a dreamer. I just realized we have company upstairs. Once I put the headphones on, like, I don't even fucking realize. I don't give a shit. So I was listening to that and, like, Iron Maiden. It just, like, creeps you out. Like, you're fucking getting on an elliptical. Half groggy because I got to go into work and shit, right? Starting your day off. We want information. Information. Who are you? The new number 2. Who is number 1? You are number 6, right?